Right? So the first one, we could subtract the 5x from each side. So y equals negative 5x minus 2. So when we graph that, we start at negative 2. Slope is negative 5. So down 5 over 1. Or you could go up 5 and left 1. More points can be helpful in these. I know you don't have a ruler, but we're only doing one problem by graphing, so surely you can do your best for one problem. For the second equation, if I want to get y by itself, what do we have to do? So then I have negative y equals negative 2x minus 5. What do we have to do at this point? So y equals 2x plus 5. So that one starts at positive 5, slope of 2, up 2 over 1. Like I said, we're just doing a couple of these each day, so we're not forgetting our strategies. So we graph those two lines, and our solution is where they meet. So that is the point. -1, positive 3. Okay. Let's talk about substitution. From the paper Friday, a few of you may have forgotten how to do this strategy. So let's do, I'm going to do number 7 here. So substitution, we want to take one of the equations and solve for one of the variables. What would probably be the easiest thing to solve for? X in the second one. So if I want to get that x by itself, what do we do? I would just add the 4y. Might be the easiest option. So then it tells us x is 5 plus 4y. And then in substitution, we take that and we plug it back into the x. So we have 7, but instead of x, we write the 5 plus 4y minus 2y equals 35. Distribute, we get 35 plus 28y minus 2y equals 35. 28y minus 2y I subtract my 35, we get 26y equals 0. Divide by 26 and y is 0. What do you do once you have your y? Plug it back in to get our x. So we have x is 5 plus 4y, but y is 0. So 5 plus 0 is 5. So final answer is ordered pair xy, 5, 0. Questions on those two? Elimination, we are going to be using that one quite a bit today, so I'm not going to do one on the flip chart of that one. We will later in the week, so keep we'll keep coming back to them. But what I want to do now is go to our notes. All right, so this is kind of taking a couple things that we have done and putting them together. We have solved word problems before. We did linear word problems earlier in the first unit, and we've solved systems of equations. So now we're going to do systems of equations involving word problems. The things with these, just like when we solved the equations before, you have to identify your variables. So you're not just going to put an x and a y in the problem, you have to tell me what x and y stand for. And you get points for doing that. So even if you set up the entire problem wrong, if you tell me what x is and what y is, you get a point. Okay? And then we have to make sure that we are answering the question at the end. All right. So let's take a look at a problem. The sum of two numbers is 32, and their difference is 18. Find the two numbers. So I'm trying to find two numbers. So what should my x and my y be? What am I looking for? Two numbers. So x is the first number, and my y is my second number. All right, that's a point right there. Now we have to write an equation. So the first equation, it says the sum. What does sum mean? The sum of the two numbers, so x plus y, means equals 32. So that's the first one. The sum of the numbers, so x plus y, is 32. Okay, the next one. Their difference. What's difference? So that means x minus y equals 18. All right, there's your second point. We've written our equations. Is everybody with me there? Now we're just solving the system. Technically, we could do any method we want, but elimination is probably the easiest here. Remember, our goal with elimination is that if we have variables that are opposites, when we add them together, they cancel out. Do we already have opposites here? Positive y and negative y are opposites. So we can just add these two equations together. So 1x plus 1x is 2x. Negative y and positive y cancel. 32 plus 18. So solve for x, divide by 2. And x is 25. So then once you have the first one, all you have to do is go back and plug it in any equation. So if I did the first one, so it's x, which is 25, plus y equals 32. Subtract my 25, so y equals 7. Usually I made you answer word problems in a sentence. I am not going to make you do that today. But what I just want you to do is go out to the side and just label the numbers. So 25 and 7. We don't really have to write an ordered pair. Technically, the best answer would be to write a sentence saying the two numbers are 25 and 7. But I'm just going to let you write it out to the side. You don't have to do a total sentence. Is that one okay? go to, I think number 3 next. Okay. The difference between two numbers is 6. The first number plus twice the other number is 39. Find the two numbers. All right. So what am I trying to find on this? What's the two numbers? So those are my x and y. Okay, you have to write that part to get points. All right. The difference between two numbers is 6. So what would we write? The first number. So my first number was x plus twice the other number. So that would be 2y is equals 39. All right, if I want to do elimination here, if I just add these, do they cancel right now? No. How can I make it so something will cancel? We can multiply by a negative. So if I took a negative through the first equation, so negative x and positive x, 1y plus 2y is 3y. Negative 6 plus 39 is 33. So y is 11. And we can plug that back in. So we have negative x, or I guess the original equation was x minus y. So x minus 11 equals 6. Add the 11. So x is 17. So the two numbers, before I move into anything else, take a look at these questions. Are there any issues with those first two examples? I'm going to jump all the way to example 7 next. So we're going to jump around. We're still working on this tomorrow. It's not a one-day thing. So I'm going to kind of be jumping all around both today and tomorrow. This one says the cost of 4 boxes of pens and 3 boxes of pencils is $22.55. The cost of 3 boxes of pens and 2 boxes of pencils is $16.45. Find the cost of each. So this question can really help me. What are my 2 things I'm looking for? I need the cost of each. So x could be the pen cost, and y could be the pencil cost. You guys okay? with that? So now, the cost of 4 boxes of pins. How would I show that? 4x. And, so plus 3 boxes of pencils. 3y is equals $22.55. Do you guys remember doing equations like this at the beginning when we did linear equations? The second one, the cost of 3 boxes of pins. So a pin is x, so that would be 3x. And 2 boxes of pencils, 2y, equals $16.45. If I want to do elimination, what would you guys do? We have to pick. We multiply the top one by 2. We get 8x plus 6y equals 2255 times 2. And then we want to cancel the y, we need this one to be a negative 3. Okay, so if we add, we get a negative x. Those cancel. Okay, 45.1 minus 49.35. Negative 4.25. Divide by negative 1. So x equals 4.25. So then, how do we get y? Substitute it back in. 4 times 4.25 plus 3y equals 2255. I'm not making you write a total sentence, but you do need to answer the question. So a pen cost X was 4.25. Pencil, that was Y. So that was 1.85. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put you in some groups right